Welcome to Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs.
Good morning and welcome to Tax Insight here on WOMT. Jeff, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Terry.
We're talking about worldwide income today.
We are because, last week we talked about reporting foreign income and values to the IRS. And during that discussion, I mentioned that a taxpayer is actually taxed on their worldwide income. And I think this surprised some people. So today I want to expand on this topic a little bit.
Yeah, because I've really never thought about it, but I guess it makes sense that someone would get taxed on their worldwide income, not just, income here in America.
Yes. So the IRS looks at all of your income. Now, it's not all taxed the same way, but it's all looked at.
So what does that mean?
If you're a U.S. citizen, but you live and work outside of the United States for much of the year, even though you have income that needs to be reported to the IRS, that income, some of it or maybe all of it, may not be taxable. This is called the foreign income exclusion. Now, too complicated to talk about today, but that's one way where, if you earn income, you have to report it, but it might not be taxable. The second thing is, let's say you're active duty military and working outside the United States. There's also certain situations there where your income is reportable, but not taxable.
So if we narrow it down, what about someone who has income in multiple states? How is that reported?
Yeah, this is going to apply to a lot more of the people listening today. So that gets a little more complicated as each state wants to tax you on the income that's earned in their state. So let's say that you're a Wisconsin resident, but you work in Minnesota. Minnesota is certainly going to want to tax you on that income that you earned while in their state. But Wisconsin, just like most other states, taxes its residents on their worldwide income. So Wisconsin's also going to want to tax you on that same Minnesota income.
So do you end up paying taxes in both states then?
They would, if not for a tax credit. What many states do is they'll give a state tax credit for the amount of state tax paid to that other state. So for example, any tax that you pay in Minnesota would be allowed as a credit against your Wisconsin tax, so you're not paying tax on that same income twice.
So that makes sense, but what about a state that has no income tax, such as Florida?
We have a lot of clients who are Wisconsin residents, but they spend some of their winters in Florida, and some of them even have jobs down there. Since they are still a Wisconsin resident, they're taxed on their worldwide income, this Florida income would be taxable to Wisconsin. Now, because Florida has no income tax, there's no state credit. So essentially, they're paying Wisconsin tax on that Florida income earned.
So is there a way around all that?
Sure, become a Florida resident.
Do some states have agreements with each other?
They do. Some states have what's called reciprocity. Under these agreements, if someone is a resident of one state and works in another, they only need to file a return in their home state. Gets you to basically the same place. Wisconsin, for example, has reciprocity with Illinois. So anytime that a Wisconsin resident goes down and works in Illinois, they do not need to report that income in Illinois or pay tax on it in Illinois. They only report it to Wisconsin. So one of the things that we did this week is we talked a lot about individuals, Terry, and I know we're running out of time. So next week, I think let's talk about how this whole, working in multiple states and having businesses in multiple states affects, businesses themselves.
Absolutely. Jeff, great information each and every week here on Tax Insight on WOMT. How do listeners connect with the team at Hawkins Ash?
I would go to our website, which is hawkinsash.cpa, or follow us on Twitter or like us on Facebook.
Jeff, we'll talk to you next week.
This has been Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs. Learn more online at hawkinsashcpas.com. Hawkins Ash CPAs, part of your business, part of your life.